PDF is visible to all your screen?
Yes, it is.
All right, Sagar, Hemant, right? So I think more people will join. We will anyways record this session and we will upload it on YouTube also. So I think we can start, right? I think Lokesh, your mic is on, so you can maybe mute it for now, right? So in Google Meet, there is an option of asking doubt also. So you can raise your hand. There is an icon at the bottom. So you can do that also if you have some doubt, right? And anyways, I'll just give a brief about the strategy generally which we could follow for IFS mains. And then, right, dynamics of IFS mains, right? And then we will also discuss about the features of the courses which we offer. And we will also give what resources we can use if somebody don't want to join any course and do some self-study, right? So that will be the time, and after that we will open it all so that you can ask your doubt and we will try to address them, right? So I think most of the people here, most of the students here are those who have given CSE mains recently, right? And they have cleared IFS also. So right, this session is essentially for those people who have given IFS CSE mains with a different optional, right? Maybe sociology, anthropology, or anything, geography, and now they want to prepare for IFS in the limited time period of 70 days. So like I am saying the 70 days because today is start of September, and our uh, IFS means this year is scheduled to start from 16th of November. All right. So from on 16th of November, we will be having English and GK paper, and maybe on 18th or 19th, based on UPSC schedule, you will be having geology, and on the next day or maybe one day after that, you will be having forestry or something like that, right? That it is the tentative schedule. So, like, firstly, I want to congratulate you all on clearing prelims, right? IFS prelims. So generally, like we take it for granted. We don't pat ourselves, right? We don't give our credit on clearing prelims because in CSE prelims is just a screening test, right? The more important thing is the the mains and then the interview, right? But here in IFS prelims, like you have done most of your work, right? You have basically defeated or defeated mo most of your competitor. Now the dynamics of IFS means is such that there are UPSC might have given around 2000 student to write the mains, right? But believe me, based on the data of every year, 400-500 people will give up. They won't give. And a lot of them might have filled wrong optional choices, right? They might have filled physics and chemistry, right? They cannot do physics and chemistry from scratch in 70 days, or some maybe mathematics, even botany, zoology. These optionals are difficult to do in such a short period of time, right? So the competition comes to only around 1500, and this is also an exaggerated figure, right? At times only 1200, 1300 people give IFS means, right, based on previous data, and there are 150 plus seats. So this is a golden opportunity statistically, and here lies the significance of clearing prelims, right? So you are in top 1500 of the country already, and you have to be in top 150. So it is just like you are studying in a good college, big college, where there are around 1500 students, and you have to be in top 10 percentile. So that is right. The another thing is that why this should be very exciting to you is that unlike CSE, here most of the student will be having geology and forestry, right? If not most, at least 60% people will be having, 50% will be having geology, and at least 90% will be having forestry as one of the optional. And almost all of them, right, 99% of them or 99.9% of them don't have any background in geology. Neither they have geology in CSE, right? So it is level playing field. If you can work hard in these 70 days, if you can uh, uh, follow the sources and study till the end, you are as likely to get chance as anyone else, right? It is not like CSE where people are giving sixth mains, fifth mains, or there are a lot of heterogeneity. So there is a lot of homogeneity in that sense, right? So before going ahead, I just want to introduce about planet geology, about me and Lawrence sir, right? So right, so we have with Lawrence sir with us. He is also the lead teacher of our geology crash course. He will be teaching most of the part of our geology course, right? So Lawrence sir and I both are from are graduate of IIT Roorkee. Lawrence sir presently resides in Canada, right? And he will be teaching from there itself. He has been doing that from last 4 5 years. So sir works as a geologist, and is also a very passionate teacher. And he likes teaching, so he do this, right? And I am also sir's batchmate from IIT Roorkee. I have also attempted IFS mains, and I have given 3 IFS interview with geology and forestry and 1 CSE interview with geology, right? So this is our brief background. We have been doing this from quite some time, right? Uh, so all right. So now just I just want to share some brief dynamics of IFS mains, right? So like we have our IFS mains in 70 days. All right. So firstly, you should remember that this is not CAC mains, right? This is not like CAC mains. By this I mean that obviously the intensity, the service is same. You will get a chance into all India service, but here some things are very different. In like in CAC, I from last 2 days I am getting a lot of messages, right? Sir, does the test series include? Does the crash course include test series? Right? What about answer writing? So I understand in CAC mains answer writing like very important, but here this IFS mains is more optional focus, right? Here you will be having GK English 300 marks each, right? So all your general studies will be, concentrated in that 300 marks single paper. There will be 6 major question, and every question will be having three sub part, right? This will be history, this will be geography, question number 3 will be polity, fourth will be economics, something like that. So general studies has not that much weightage here, right? Same is English. English is pretty same as the compulsory English paper, which you all must have given in CAC mains, right? So it is also 300 marks. Just that here marks of English also counts, and these also determine rank, right? That is there, but it still is a optional heavy exam, right? If you can do optional well, and you can produce a good score in optional, there is a very high chance that you will get interview call, and if you score decent in them, you will definitely get rank also, right? That is there. Second thing is that here perfection is not required. By this I don't mean here mediocrity will work, right? Here also you will have to work, I think maybe more intense than CAC, because CAC preparation most of you might be doing from over 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. Some people are, I know, they are here after 5 and 6 years of preparation. Some of you are even here after clearing CAC. Some is like we also have a student who was in IFS and now want to move IPS and now move to IPS, right? So here perfection is not required, like CAC, right? Here even if you cover the syllabus, if you revise it decently 3 4 times and you are able to attempt the paper decently, you will get marks, right? That is not like CAC. More rigorousness is required. The competition is between 15,000 people, right? Here there are only 1,500, right? That is also an, I think, an exaggerated figure. So that is there. The second another thing this year is that this 70 days time might feel like a lesser of a time given the time we give for CAC, right? But believe me, this 70 days is one of the highest time UPSC has given in last 15 20 years, right? Right. So till now, earlier IFS used to happen before CAC, right? If CAC was in October, IFS would happen in September only. From last around 10 years, 2017 onwards, IFS is happening after CAC, right? So, but this time gap used to be just 20 days to 50 days, right? Something like that. This year you have, around 2.5 months, which is very good, which gives a golden opportunity to each one of you, right? Each one of you means even for those people who sometimes they might be feeling that they've messed up CAC or it is not up to the mark which they wish. So they have another chance to have a go at an all India service in just 70 days time. Even if somebody has done CAC very well, you have another chance at an all India service very soon, right? So you can strive for 2 rank, right? So that is there. And this, although this might look improbable because there are 2 new optional, most of you, 99% of you are new to geology as well as forestry. Geology is also technical, right? And you don't have geology background, but even after that it is very much possible. Every year 70 80 students from the same background like you, they get final rank, right? So I'll show some example. right? So these are some results, like these are results. So why I share it here, I just want to tell you, right? These are all genuine people. So like last year, I can say this person, rank 8, he was from Crash Course, Sanish. I'll show his mark sheet also, right? And then I think Anusha also gave CAC mains with different optional, then prepare for IFS and got a rank. Yogesh Rajoria was enrolled in Crash Course only, so they prepared for shorter time. G Prashant, right? Same. So here on this page, I'll show this page. Right, here is photos also. So here there might be around 45 students. Right, out of these 45 students, 23 were from Crash Course. Crash Course means most of them, at least 20 of them, prepared in this short burst of 50-55 days, because this was the time available last year, right? And they managed to get a rank. So this happens every year. Even in 2023, even in 2023, we got Amitej was the topper from Crash Course. He got AIR 21. And how did he got this AIR 21? He got a rank in CSE also. His rank was 200 and something. He got into IPS through CSE, and then after he prepared for 45 days for IFS from scratch. No geology background, right? No geology optional in CSE, and he got rank 21, right? And apart from Amitesh, even Jatin, like I think few of you here are from Nan Mudalwan, right, from Tamil Nadu. So I think he was a student from that batch only, right? And after here also, there are more than 20 students in this poster who were from Crash Course, and they prepared in a limited time period of 2 months, right? So it might seem very difficult as of today, but it happens every year. Student crack the exam in this limited time. Ekam was Crash Course student, right? I think Saurabh was also Crash Course student, and then Govindram, he was also from Nan Madalwan. He was also Crash Course student, and there were others, right? So I'm sharing some marks. I'm sharing some mark sheet with you of the student whom I mentioned, and it will also give you some idea that what is required of you, how much marks you can score, what is the marks uh, aggregation, right? How so? This is the mark sheet of Amitej. So Amitej got rank 21 in IFS in 2023. All right. So you can see his marks. He scored around 194. All right, in forestry, and marvelous score of 259. This is out of 400. Here optionals are of 200 each, right? Both the paper. So 400 each, 400 forestry, 400 geology, right? In CSE we have 500 marks optional, right? So this 259 is out of 400. So this is a very very good score. His score is around 115 English, GK, something like that, right? And he got a very good rank 21. So you can see one more thing, that despite geology being more technical and more challenging, no doubt, it has more syllabus than forestry. Forestry is considered as an easy optional. People often tend to score high in geology. Geology is more rewarding. Geology needs more hard work, right? It will be a pain for you for next 2 months. But what is important is it gives result. Geology is the king in IFS, is gives the best possible result, best possible marks each year, right? From last 2 decades, this has been happening, right? So you can see the same in other. This is Shivam. We also had proper talk with Shivam as well as Amitej last year. So Shivam got rank 20. He was also Crash Course student. He enrolled in our geology as well as forestry combo course, Crash Course. He had physics something in CSE, and then he shifted to geology for these 2 months. And then see again his score here is like 203, something like that, and here he scored 235, and this is all from 400, right? So these are Crash Course student, and he also get rank 20, right? Similarly, this is Sanish. He got rank last year itself. He got rank 8, right? So his all score is also very very good, right? 260 out of 400, a very good score, exceptional score. But I think Sanish prepared for slightly longer period. Instead of 45 50 days, he started I think a month earlier. He skipped CSE and he started a month earlier, and so he could manage such a good rank, right? Then I mentioned about Jatin. He was from Tamil Nadu, and he was also enrolled in Crash Course only. So he also scored decently here. His score in forestry was more than geology. This is kind of an exception, right? That he is there. Then we have again Ekam. He also got a rank in CSE. with a different optional, and in IFS also rank 56. So it is manageable. People do manage in 2 months, 3 months time and get very good rank also. Same, this is the mark sheet of Yogesh, right? And then this is rank 3. He was not part of crash course. He was enrolled in the full comprehensive course. So he gave full like 4 5 months of preparation. He started maybe in June itself, Anubhav. And but why I shared this mark sheet is that I wanted to tell you how geology could be rewarding, right? He scored 274 out of 400. Like it is as good as people score in board exam, right? And in some of the state. And in geology, despite having rank 3, his score in forestry was 203, which is good enough. Last year, like last 5 6 years, forestry was not that rewarding, right? So generally, you can see from this data is that forestry marks get plateaued around 200 and 220 for good student, right? And it might also give you 180 even 200 types of marks, which is also not bad. It could also give you rank, right? And geology scores vary from 200 to 285 we have seen, right? Something like that. So this is rank 9. I think she was the topper of geology last year, and she scored around 284, right? 285. So and in forestry also she got 201. So that is how it works. And English GK, you can see, right? uh, this is Adarsh again, same 20, I think he was 2023 ranker. Again, he got how much? 280 marks in geology, right? And then the final, there cannot be better than rank 1. So this is an old mark sheet. He was not related with planet geology at this time. Planet geology didn't even started. I know him as a friend. So this year I also appeared in the interview. So he had geography as his optional in CAC, and it was his, I think, fifth or sixth attempt, right? Sixth attempt. And just after CAC mains he realized that he will not get a rank, whatever. He has this experience of like 5 6 years. So he knew that he might not get a rank, and he has messed up with CAC. So he very seriously started preparing for IFS, and he prepared only for 2 months, right? 50 60 odd days from scratch. And from scratch he prepared, and just look at his marks. He scored 314 out of 400, and he got a rank which could not be better, right? So showing all these mark sheet, I want to tell you that it is very much possible, because a lot of people every year do this, right? Obviously it will require a lot of hard work, lot of focus, right? Intensity and discipline in covering the syllabus, and then mugging it up, right? And I think this mark sheet is not relevant. It is CSE mark sheet of geology, so I'll skip it, right? So now what is needed in next 70 days, right? So now, firstly is that most of you in this session, you have given CSE mains, right? You might have given from a different optional, different thing, but you have a momentum of studying, momentum of memorizing things, right? You have the momentum of answer writing, right? You can write anything. You have written 9 10 papers in like last 1 week, and so many, like 30 pages every day. You have all that momentum, so you use that momentum to prepare two new things, two new optional. So these 70 days can be as good as 170 days, right, of hard work, because you have the momentum, you have the flow. That is one thing. Second thing is very much important to realize the opportunity at hand, right? I get, even my college junior and friends, I get every year this case that they have done very good in CSE. They get complacent. Ki, yaar, I am going to get interview call. I'll prepare for the interview, or I'll get a rank, something like that. But like more than me, you all know that CAC is very unpredictable, right? At various level. So do not be complacent. Do not be so much ignorant that you miss an opportunity to give the exam like IFS, right? So like I mentioned that there are just 1500 students who will be appearing in mains at all India level. Such type of data statistic is kind of impossible in any other exam in our country, given that we are sitting at the mouth of demographic dividend, and there is so much student everywhere in every exam. So here you have a golden chance. There is 150 plus seats, which is also one of the highest. There is 70 days of gap, which is also one of the highest. So it is a golden year to get a rank in IFS. Do not miss that, right? Second thing is obviously you might be tired with your CSE preparation, but you need to get out of it very soon, and you need to prioritize your preparation, right? Prioritize the optional coverage, right? There will be a lot of festival very soon, Diwali, Dashera, right? A lot of people tend to go to family trips after mains, right? So you need to put all that on hold and right, start the preparation, right? That is the another thing I've already talked, right? It doesn't need perfection, right? You don't have to worry about answer writing test series right now when you have zero content of the technical subject, right? Like geology, right? And then obviously you need to have that learning attitude for next 60-70 days. This I'm saying because lot of student here I know, they might have appeared in CSE interview, even in IFS interview last year, right? A few of you, right? So still you need to learn, you need to mug up, you need to memorize. Some of you are already in service. You need to have that student like attitude at least for next 70 days, and then you will be on your own, right? That is there. Another thing which needs, which to be successful, is very important that among the two optional, one is forestry. You must complete forestry in a very intense burst, right? Most of the people who get ranked, they complete forestry in 15 days, less than 15 days time, right? Complete forestry means completing the syllabus as well as revising it once, at least once, right? So this is very important. If you stretch forestry coverage to 2 months, then it is gone. Your geology is gone. This happens even to those people who appear, who skip CSE and start preparing for IFS from June itself, but they study for forestry, which should be done within 20-30 days. They do it for 3 months, and then they fumble in the end, right? That is there. And like I mentioned here, options are the key, right? Unlike in CSE where ethics, essay, and GS is even more important. So that is there. Now I'll very soon give it to Lawrence sir to discuss, and right, just some more thing. Now, general suggestions on timeline, right? So how you should utilize these 70 days. So there are a lot of topper talks also. They have been our student. So based on that and our own experience, we propose that you start today, maybe tomorrow, or let's say from like Krishnan is asking geology or forestry, which requires more time, sir. Geology requires more time. Obviously, this will be cleared here in timeline also, right? Geology, comparatively, it has more syllabus. Sorry, I don't know. My pen is not working. So geology has more syllabus, right? It is more technical to understand also, but it is also more rewarding, and it will take more of your time, right? So geology might take around 40 days in syllabus completion. Forestry should take not more than 15 days, and you can club them at some time also, right? So this is what we suggest, that from September, or from right now to 25th of September, you focus entirely on geology, whatever your source is. Whether you join our course, whether you join wherever you want, wherever you do self study, focus on geology very intensively. Since it is a technical subject, it is a new subject, it will take some time, because you might be in mold of sociology, political science, right? Humanities वाला feel होगा अभी मन में, तो वहां से shift करने में it will take some time. So have patience, right? Maintain the calm, but focus on geology till 25th of September. From 25th of September to 15th of August, cover remaining syllabus of geology and start forestry. In fact, I would say in this time period of 20 days, you complete forestry also and complete geology also by around 15th of October approximately. It could go, some people will do it by 10th of October, some would do it by 20 of October. It is all right, but tentatively, I would say this would be ideal. And then from 15th October, by 15th October, that is before Diwali. Diwali would be around 20 of October. You should be completing both your option at least once with some at least some of the notes on your own handwriting. And from this 15th October to 30 October, you should intensively, religiously try to do revision of both the optional, at least two revision. So by 30th of October, end of October, you have done both the optionals, and you have done two revision of them. And in November, you pick up English and GK, brush up your GK, especially the prelims wala part, because GK is more like the themes asked in IFS GK are more linked with static part of general studies, the themes which are common in prelims, the major themes. Like, and English also, you need to see the formats of letter, report, précis, right? Little bit of grammar. So brush it up. That would be there. And then 16th to 11th to 16th uh, November, you can focus more on English and GK and some revision of optional, right? So this is how your timeline should be, right? This we would suggest, and this timeline would also bode well with the course, right? That is how our course has been conceptualized, the crash course, right? So that is there. Now just ending two more slides. This is about the sources, right? So like I said, in IFAs, answer writing is king. In CAC, it is often said by a lot of mentors. So but here in IFAs, content is the king, because these are science optional, these are technical optional. Here we can't do much man ki baat and all those things, right? Generic things we need to write about the technicality. So here, content, build on the content, don't worry much about answer writing. If you know, if you have the content, you will be able to write an exam. So about the sources, the first I'm sharing the sources for those people who don't want to join any coaching, like there are some people who do well with self study, so it is all right, right? You can follow that. And for geology, generally KM Bangar, it is a very small guidebook. It is copy paste of lot of books. So here I think 60 to 70% of the geology syllabus would be there. You can read that. There is this Apoor Dikshit notes which are very popular. So Apoor Dikshit was our actually he is IFS in UP presently, and he was ranked 11 in 2021. He was our comprehensive course student, right? So he made notes from those that course, and he has made it public. It is there. It is there in on our Telegram channel also. We share it to everyone, right? So if you want, you can read his notes. They are also very comprehensive. They are our class notes only, right? Then there is another popular topper, Prajesh Jena. He was ranked 55, 56 in 2017, right? So his handwriting is very good. His diagrams are very good. But the only issue is that the dynamics of IFS mains has changed drastically since 2017. Now more depth is required. The other people, other competitors are preparing more wholesomely, right? So you need more depth, but you can refer them for some of the topic. But I believe ki usse, you need to go in more depth of those. All right. Obviously, internet, Google images for diagrams, PYQ analysis, all these things would help you in your self study, right? You can do. For forestry, this Manikandan and Prabhu is a very popular book. It is also a copy paste from a lot of sources. It covers almost all the, if not all, 85 to 90% of the forestry syllabus. They have written, they have given you some content on everything, right? So sometimes some people say that it is not very well written, समझ में नहीं आती है, something like that. But you need to have multiple readings of Manikandan and Prabhu. It is much like Lakshmikant of, like in polity. So it is Lakshmikant of forestry kind of a thing. So this alone won't suffice, but it will definitely give you good base. You can read Alice Khanna, but Alice Khanna also comes in, I think, 2 or 3 volumes, different, right? So you can selectively read it if you want to do self study. Obviously, you can use internet. Apoor Dikshit has also made his notes public for STK, which we will also share on the group if you want, right? So that is there. But key to clear IFS mains in short period is that you don't stretch forestry too much. It has to be done in an intense burst of 15-20 days at max, right? That is a condition, right? Like I said, geology is more marks giving, forestry scores get plateaued, which we have seen from the a lot of mark sheets also, right? But forestry is also easy, right? Geology is definitely more technical, right? But geology gives more marks, right? And geology is one of the subject, along with agriculture engineering, I would say, which can be managed in shorter time, right? There are, like in forest services, you can have only physics, chemistry, maths as the optional, engineering subjects as the optional, and then you can have zoology, botany, animal husbandry. All these are very technical, right? They have their niche of their own, and you cannot do them in 60, 70 days. It is very difficult. Same with physics, chemistry, maths. If you have not studying them for your CSE, it is not possible. Same engineering, also very, very, very big syllabus, right? So in that way, it might be difficult, but that is your only hope. And actually, it rewards handsomely, and it has given ranks to a lot of people, right? So that is there. Now I just want to introduce about the our features of our crash course, and I will also take help from Lawrence sir, right? So now, firstly, this is a common question sorry, I have been getting. That, sir, which course should we join now, whether comprehensive course or crash course, right? So now since there is only 70 days to our mains exam, so I think crash course would be more suitable, right? One can complete comprehensive course also in 70 days, but it is not about only completion, it is also about management of forestry, GK, English, and then we need multiple revision, ideally 4 to 5 revision. So that in that context, crash course would be good, right? Comprehensive course, as the name suggests, is very comprehensive, and it's recommended to those people जो सिर्फ IFS के लिए preparation कर रहे हैं, those who are preparing for 5-6 months, and or those who are also preparing for CAC with geology. So crash course, I think, is best for geology, right? That is there. So content in crash course is also enough. Like I said, every year more than 20-25 students get ranked through crash course, so it is definitely enough. There are 12 units given by UPSC in our syllabus, so which Lawrence sir will show also, and I can briefly show, or maybe sir will be anyways be showing. And the total lecture time would be around 120 to 130 hours, right? uh, Detail of which we'll share, right? So daily, starting from day after tomorrow you will be getting 4 hours of content. The content might be in live class, or some units, some topics would be covered in pre-recorded classes also, right? So all the classes which are live, they are also recorded and uploaded on your portal. So you don't miss anything. Suppose due to some reason you are not able to attend live class, it is all right. It will be uploaded on your portal within 12 to 10, 12 to 15 hours, right? That is there. Then notes, about notes. So notes on each and every topic are provided, right, of the syllabus, right? These notes are in the form of handwritten notes. Sometimes it is, the that PDF, the printed version, but all the notes are provided on the portal only. We don't provide any hard copy, we don't send you any hard copy. That you should be aware about, right? And the second thing is about downloadability of notes, right? We will discuss more on it, right? Because this is the most common query. So see, till now our crash course and even our comprehensive course, we have not made the notes downloadable, right? We do provide support. This is a general thing, right? We do provide notes on each every topic, but they are on the portal, they are generally not downloadable, right? But sometimes, like unit 1, to get you started, is general geology. So in general geology, we have given handwritten notes, ready-made notes, and we also make it downloadable, so it get you started, right? But after that, we start with crystallography, mineralogy. That is a very core of geology. It is also relatively tough because new terms come, but we don't give its note in downloadable form because it forces you, it puts you under stress to make your own notes. And I think each one of you know the importance of self handwritten notes given CAC means just few days ago, right? So this is our subjective examination. This is a new subject to you. Unless and until you yourself write the keywords, you yourself make some diagram, the course, any course would be not useful, right? So I know it puts a lot of stress on student, but that stress only gives result, right? Ultimately, so that is the general thing. Sometimes what happen, we do realize कि suppose there is mineral group कि इतने सारे notes बनाने में time लगेगा, so we make it downloadable, right? Suppose first unit is general geology, last unit we cover is economic geology. So we know that by that time student are under time, more time stress, revision stress. So we have given whole economic geology in downloadable form, right? So we are there to support you. You can even ask sometimes, right? But in general, notes are not downloadable. That is there, which you should know. You have to make your own notes, right? In one way or the on the other. And then there are alternative to it. There are some complementary notes, which like Apu Dikshit notes. So like I said, Apu Dikshit was our student. He made notes from our course only. So sometimes his notes are very much in sync with what we are teaching in classes. So you can use his notes also, right? But ultimately we must make our own notes, right? That is how it works. It has been like working. And then access to the course will be for 100 days. If you join today, you will have the access to crash course for 100 days, both IFS and like forestry as well as geology, right? Then whosoever join the course, we also create a mentorship group where Lawrence sir is there. I am also there. Lawrence sir lives in Canada, like I mentioned. I live here in Madhya Pradesh. We have nothing to do with Delhi as such. So all the mentorship is online only. In this Telegram group, we clear doubt whenever we can. It is kind of active 24/7. group. You can ask whatever doubt come to you, whichever unit. We'll try to clear it. We'll try to provide the mentorship. All right. So that is there, which is also very important, right? You should be knowing what to do, what not to do. Whether you can always update us about your syllabus coverage and which topic you are facing more problems. So we are there to help you to provide whatever mentorship we can, right? And about PYQs, a lot of people ask about PYQs. So yes, PYQs are integral part of the course. We cover PYQs through multiple way. One thing is that they are inbuilt in the course itself. So whatever Lawrence sir will be teaching, a lot it will directly address your PYQs. We give sometimes handwritten PYQs also of some of the topics, some of the answers. There is a beta indicative beta solution PDF also, right? But you all are mature enough that these chat GPT answers or the simple model answer PDF, they don't work in science optional, right? If you think that you will simply mug up PYQs, answer and score good, I think that is not going to happen. You have to go through the rigor of covering the syllabus basically once conceptually, and then after that PYQs come in to help, right? A lot of students who get very good rank, they even don't attempt PYQ in many ways. Like they generally cover the syllabus, revise it multiple times, and then last they see some PYQs because everything is integral. The geology syllabus is inbuilt in that way that PYQs get covered, right? So you do not worry, we cover it extensively in many forms, right? So if you cover the course, if you cover the syllabus, PYQs will be taken care of, right? That is there, and these are some general detail I have told about the downloadability of the notes. Yes, we have a portal. In that portal, you have to register, and that portal is compatible to all the devices, whether it is Android, whether it is iOS. So you right, it works on browser, any browser. It can work on laptop also, phone also. So that is there. We also have an app, Android app, iOS app also there, which is in beta version, but it works fine, right? And about view, there are no limit on the view, right? You can watch it 3 times also, right? You can use 2 devices also, but our login ID is not shareable. If you share it with someone, our website is AI enabled. It can block your access, and if access is blocked once on the grounds of sharing of login ID, we won't be able to restore it again. So just don't do login sharing. If you have any genuine doubt, you can directly call me at this number. This is my personal number. This is the ID where you can reach out to Lawrence sir also and our support team. And you can also message it directly on our Telegram on this number, right? So that is there. Now I think we will share the schedule of the geology. Like this is a tentative schedule. It might change a bit, right? Lawrence sir will take over. Before that, just I want to share about forestry crash course also, because a lot of students are interested in combo course, that is geology plus forestry. So we do offer a forestry crash course also, right? It is just a 50 to 55 hours of course, right? So if you are studying 10 hours a day, you can complete this course in 7 to 8 days, right? That is why I said you should complete forestry within 15 days, right? So you can do this. You can even read Manikandan multiple times in 10 days, right? That is not an issue, but that is there. Another thing is that it is taken overall by 4 mentors, right? One mentor is me, another one is Lawrence sir. I have taken silviculture system. Lawrence sir has taken the biotechnology wala part in paper 1 ka last unit, right? And the lead lecturer is an IFS officer who is Apur Dikshit, right? He got rank all India rank 11 in 2021, right? And that year in 2022, after the result, uh, he was interested in teaching, so he recorded this forestry. So what is important, what I want to tell you is that these lectures are pre-recorded, right? They are not live lectures. These are pre-recorded lecture taken. At least 60%, 70% of them are taken by Apurv Dikshit, right? And the another thing which you must know, at least the part which Apurv has taught, he has taught the forestry through his hand notes, through his handwritten notes, right? He prepared those notes from books, from wherever sources he prepared. So it is, basically a culmination of multiple sources which he had made his handwritten notes, and he has explained in those videos, right? Here in forestry, we have made most of the content downloadable, right? His handwritten notes are downloadable. The slides which me and Lawrence has prepared, we have made that also downloadable, right? In forestry. So that is there. But it is important to know that this is a pre-recorded, right? There will be support. There will be a Telegram group of forestry also, where Apur will also be there. me, Lawrence will also be there, and we'll try to clear your forestry doubts also there, right? That is there, but this is a pre-recorded course, and it is covered by handwritten notes. It is important because some people don't like handwritten notes; they want to be taught by printed version of that. So the part which Apu has taken is in handwritten form. You should be aware of that, right? And that is how, if something is handwritten, that is only we can cover a syllabus like option like forestry in 15 days, right? Otherwise it will take much longer, right? So it this this course gels very well with our geology course, because geology is very bulky, is relatively bulky, right? So you need to have something in forestry which you can do it in a very short time, right? So in that context, this course is very helpful, right? And yes, Apurv, you know all, right? That is it is here. And then just English, about English paper, we have this module whose name is supportive content in English. It costs zero. It is free for all. It will be added to your portal, and it has basic basic, what we can say is it has PDF of all the formats. It's some videos of YouTube from YouTube for grammar. So it is basically a resource repository which will give you, right, which will be there. So these are the courses. If you go to our website, this is geology crash course. This is how forestry crash course would look like. You can join through this. There is a combo course that is also there, right? So these three courses are there. So these are our result, right? These are our results. So now I'll just Lawrence will will talk about the how he will be covering in very brief about the syllabus, and then we'll open it for your question and answers, right?
Thank you, Mank sir, for the very insightful session. And congratulations, all of you, again for clearing the biggest hurdle in the prelim stage. Sir, I think if you can keep sharing your screen.
Okay.
Okay, I think that would be, or I can open it on my end as well, no problem. I think that should be fine as well. Okay, I'll share my screen. I think that works
Okay.
as well. Okay. Not this one, but this one. Okay. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. One thing is, yeah, I was congratulating you all for clearing the biggest hurdle. That's what like most students who even set out just for the aim of appearing in the forest services exam, they fail in the very first hurdle itself. And my sir has already explained. In the end, those of you who will stay standing are the ones from which like winners will be chosen. Some of you will just like falter in the way, and that is not what you should aim for. Also want to share, in the last few years, every time students they come from exam, they sometimes feel like, oh, like paper maybe didn't go as well. Okay, so maybe forestry actually went much better, and they'll be like, oh, like this bouncer question from there, this came, and then they will like see their result, and they'll be like delightfully surprised they scored so high in geology. That happens every single year. Students, we I remember all the discussions on our Telegram group. Everyone is like kind of like light-hearted fun that people make when they think like they have some self-inflicted wounds and all those things. But in the end, when they see the results, they're usually like positively surprised, and sometimes they'll be like, oh, like I scored like 50 marks more in geology than I did in forestry. And many of them get interview calls and then finally make the selection. So a lot of things will come in your way. You have to keep your overall the devil in your head, the thoughts that will come to you. You have to keep them in check. One thing that you have to keep in mind is clear your mind of random decisions that you have to make. Okay, so every day your decisions that you have to make is, okay, I have to sit on my desk and start studying. Clear your mind, because when you have to make even like small things, which shirt should I wear, if it is ironed or not, now you'll be preparing, maybe those decisions don't affect you, but in daily life, even when you leave these small decisions, your brain starts to get cluttered and has like so much of useless information. So you should be decluttered. As Mayank sir said, all these festivals and things, they can wait. They will, all these festivals will be much more joyous. You will enjoy them many more. So if you sacrifice one Diwali this year, you will have 50, 60, 70 Diwalis which will be so good after that. So that is why just keep that in mind. Also, it will be very intense phase. You'll have to study, but keep in mind that it will end. Okay, when November 16th your exams start, like in 1 week after that, it will end. So there is an end date at the start. So it's not a black hole you'll be sucked into. Like it happens, like sometimes you don't like a job, you're working there, you're sitting there and think like, can I do have an option to get out of it, and you may not find a way. Here, like you like it or not, you prepared or not, it will end. It has an end date. So if you're feeling it's like a lot of hard work and all, see, like it's for a short duration, so that's a good thing. Coming to the syllabus part, if you look carefully at the sequence, it doesn't exactly follow the sequence that UPSC has given, because UPSC has not given the sequence in a way that makes sense for you to study. Okay, so topics are interlinked. Sometimes you need a foundation to on which you can build upon, and other subjects basically require some prerequisites which need to be covered. So we have designed it in this way. Another thing that we keep in mind is balance. That is very, very important. Usually there is a strategy. You can cover all the easy subjects at the start, leave everything hard at the end, which I think can be a very risky strategy, that you take too much time just covering the easy stuff, and then you panic when hard stuff comes. On the other side, you can start like all the hard subjects, difficult subjects at the start, but then you just keep getting stuck. You don't get that feeling that you're making progress. You get demotivated. So it is nice to find that balance between these two. And that balance is like you study important subjects that are foundational, that are core, which may be difficult at times. But then in between, you also have some light subjects which you can cover and see like, oh, like in 2 days I made so much progress. Because in terms of weightage, every question will have overall equal weightage, maybe 8 marks difference, what you'll get in one of the papers. We'll go through paper pattern also in more detail once we start the classes. We will start with overall general geology. As Mayank sir said, general geology, most of you who have prepared for overall like general studies for CSE, for even for prelims, there are some things that you would have already studied, like seismic zonation of India, what are earthquakes, volcanoes, plate tectonics. So you kind of like are already familiar with those topics, and it is a very good start. Try to be like very motivated, and you will be very energetic at this stage, as much time as you can give. Go through some pre-recorded lectures. We will have like doubt classes. Pre-recorded lectures will be sufficient to cover this. So initial doubts classes will be like on very specific topics within general geology, and initially you will have many doubts, so just to clarify those doubts. And then the subjects that are very foundational is actually mineralogy. It is not even from paper 1, it is from paper 2, but it forms the foundation of many subjects such as igneous, metamorphic petrology, sedimentary petrology, even economic geology, mining. So it will be very important. Keep in mind, overall there will be memorization needed. As Mayank sir said, you should be in that student mindset. That will be very crucial. Geochemistry, light-hearted subject. It is just an extension of mineralogy and crystallography for UPSC syllabus. People who study geochemistry in college, it's not the case, but for UPSC syllabus, it is an extension of basically mineralogy and crystallography. Environment geology, those two will be light subjects. Then we will again jump to a slightly heavier subject, sedimentary, igneous, structural. So these are very core subjects of geology, and if you, this is where you can get to impress the examiner. And then basically engineering geology again is a little bit lighter subject, and we move to petrology again, metamorphic. We'll go through these details of individual subjects, and if Mayank sir has shared that 90 minutes video to give you a feel of what those subjects technically include, you can go through that particular video. Hydrogeology, movement of groundwater, wells, rainwater harvesting, those kind of things it will cover. And then remote sensing is common actually between forestry and geology. So there is overlap there, so that is a good thing. So if you cover remote sensing here, at least some part of it you will some part of forestry also will be covered here. That's a good thing. Mining, basically ore, how do you estimate how much ore is there in the ground, how do you extract it, how do you enrich it. Again, some topics you have already studied in school in ninth 10th standard also, such as froth flotation process, gravity method of separation. Those kind of things are there, but there are some advanced concepts as well in there. Okay. Hydrogeology we have, so yes, so there is basically repeat of these dates here, just how the calendar is organized. So it's not that we are covering hydrogeology twice. It's like 29th and 30th, basically that week was given in previous page. Uh, Paleontology is study of fossils. It will need a lot of memorization. So paleontology we have given 4 days more than like other subjects, specifically because forest services syllabus is more extensive than civil services syllabus. It includes a topic called invertebrates. So you will need to go through that, but overall it is study of prehistoric forms of life. Okay. And then we will go through stratigraphy, which is basically the study of layers inside the earth. Economic geology is, as the name suggests, it is basically practical applications of all the subjects that you have covered, and it is study of mineral deposits, ores, hydrocarbon deposits, those kind of things. And finally, geomorphology, which many of you would have already covered as part of GS preparation. It is study of landforms, how landforms evolve, how natural processes act on landforms, those kind of things. So with this, like, your syllabus would be covered 1 month before the exams even start. And if you look at the geology exam date, you will have slightly more than a month to cover that. And throughout this process, after that, we would be available via Telegram channel, where you can ask any doubts that you have, any questions you have. And we will have in between those, after those date sets as well, we will have live classes where you can basically interactively ask any doubts or questions that you have. Overall, you should try to follow as much as possible this basically schedule. You should try to cover, for example, if hydrogeology is given 2 days, you should try to cover it in 2 days. uh, Cover, very very important is to cover the syllabus in breadth. There is choice in exam. Okay, so you get 8 questions, two of in each section, and 2 of them are compulsory. But you also have choice. You can actually leave non-compulsory questions. You can leave 50% of them. Okay, but you have to attempt one from each section. So there is choice. That is why it is very very important to cover the syllabus in breadth first, rather than going into depth. And that also links to one of the doubts that is there in the chat, that what is the main difference between comprehensive course and crash course. Are some topics left. It's not really in the depth or syllabus coverage. We cover all the syllabus. It's the difference is, one is pace, of course. Yeah, so as you pointed out, it is slightly faster paced, which it should be, so that we can cover syllabus in time. But also we focus more on breadth when it comes to crash course. You have to cover everything. There is always choice in exam. If a question is on a difficulty scale 6, or if it is 10 on difficulty scale, if you leave it, it's the same thing, right? You don't attempt that question. So it is very very important that you cover all the easy main topics first. If you open, as I said, like sometimes you may feel like, oh, like this topic, it is a rabbit hole. Sometimes you can go into, like, you find one question in some odd year was asked, and then you just go into that rabbit hole and keep going, and then you get stuck there, and you basically miss out on all the stuff that you should have studied. So don't fall into that trap. The As I said, like, leave as little decision making to your brain as you have to do. Is you just sit there, study what you have to study for the day, make notes. That is very very crucial. And then it's just like repeat every day. You have to repeat the same task and try to stay on schedule. Conceptually, for beginners, let me go through these questions one by one. Mayank sir, if you want to take any, you can take those questions
Yes,
as well.
like yes, the Sushant is saying that by when we will get to see, this is what sir is sharing schedule. So this is when you will be getting lecture. What I didn't say you will be covering full geology by 25th of September. I said that till 25th of September, our suggestion is that you prepare exclusively geology, right? So like, sir, can you just show the previous slide also?
Yes.
Huh. So what I meant ki till you complete general geology, mineralogy, geochemistry, environmental geology, sedimentary, igneous, structural, right? By this time you have done at least 60-70% of the syllabus, do only geology, right? From 20 around 25th of September, you start forestry also. So now this time your momentum would be like there would be a momentum. You would have some insights on geology. So from 25th, 26th of September, you manage both geology as well as forestry. So basically, you should start forestry around 25th of September, and then do both till 15th of October, right? So that is how it is. You can show the next slide, please. So see here, so these general hydrogeology, remote sensing, mining, these are relatively easy thing. You can manage forestry along with them. You have to manage, right? And then there is this paleontology, stratigraphy, economic geology. They are again relatively heavier ones, right? But then you have to manage it, right? So what I meant is that till 25th of September, we suggest that you do only geology. Do not worry about forestry. And then after 25th, you do both. And around 15th of October, you should try to complete both the optional. About the accessibility, if you join forestry also, you will have access to full forestry today itself, because it is completely pre-recorded. There might be some lectures we might add, right? But 99% you will have everything today. About geology, what the schedule means is that on these date, we like on 1st of October, we will release remote sensing for you, right? So on 1st and 2nd of October, you complete remote sensing. On 3rd of October, maybe we will release mining geology for you, or maybe sir will take live classes. So on 3rd, 4th, and 5th, you will on 3rd and 4th of October, you will have live classes of mining geology, and on that day itself, you will have the content, right? That is there. There are some student who want कि भाई उनको और जल्दी करना है, they want to do it at even faster pace. So such can avail pre-recorded version of last year also. But believe me, we are not going to we will not be very slow. You will have enough content every day to complete. We will definitely be sharing a little bit more what you can digest, right? So that you are not you will always be stretched. So do not worry about that. Obviously, Abhishek is asking, will the crash course be sufficient? So if you are giving IFS Mains 2025, and which you will be writing after 70 days, crash course is the only option for you, right? It is good, and based on the result, yes, people understand this conceptually. That is why they are scoring 260 marks out of 400 through crash course also, right? So I believe it is sufficient, and it is the best option to cover geology in just 60-70 days of time. If you are asking for next year 2026, then it would be good you go for comprehensive course, because you have more time. The difference between crash course and comprehensive course is there in content. Comprehensive course definitely covers things in little bit more detail. It is also slow paced, right? It apart from that, it has access of 9 months to 70 days, and there are some other technicality. It is 250 plus hours of lectures. Crash course is just 125 130 hours, right? So the run time of comprehensive course is 250 to 70, right? So I don't think that would be very prudent for IFS Mains 2025, right? That is there. Rohit said, when did the session start? We will share it on YouTube also. Maybe if you have missed something, you can watch it there, right? Sushant is asking, good doubt. If we have Apul sir's notes, we are still encouraged to make our own notes, right? I understand the importance of self study and all those things, right? So see, Sushant, Apur is an IFS officer because he made his own notes. He was also under stress of time. He also prepared his notes in 40 days only, and now the world is reading his notes. So he could become IFS officer. He could do very well. He actually topped geology that year because he made such notes. So ideally, yes, you must know make your notes. Maybe if you could make sense of his handwriting, if his handwritten notes, it is good. You can save time, and along with the lecture, you can use his notes. Like last year, Amitej got 260 with crash course. So what Amitej did was he took printout of Apur's notes. He whatever Lawrence sir was teaching, he used to understand it conceptually, and scrub things on Apur Dixit notes, because they are also planet geology notes only, made from our classes, right? Maybe they are 3 years old, but geology is a fairly static subject, and a lot of things would be common. So you can use his notes. You can skip making notes at least in first iteration. In that way, you can complete your syllabus very fast, right? Very fast means in the time maybe by September and first week of November, that you can do. But you like you are just given CSE mains, you are very wise person, you know that notes are like infrastructure. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक बार road बन गई and that is it. So if you have even read from Apu Dikshit notes, that is good, it has done its purpose of uh, making you cover the syllabus once. But after that, like infrastructure, you need to update your notes also. If nothing, आप just उन्हीं notes को दोबारा copy कर लो. You copy those notes in your own handwriting, right? If you are able to do that, you are definitely going to give interview, right? And then the next challenge is multiple revision. So if you just bank on about Dikshit notes or any topper's notes or anybody's note, you will be able to do the syllabus. You will be able to read, revise also 2 3 times. But when the November will start, you will start panicking, right? This is my personal experience. This is the experience of teaching student for 5 6 years. If they don't make their own notes, they will be ahead in the preparation journey till the exam. But just 2 3 days before exam, the students start panicking because they are not remembering things, because they have not written things from in their own handwriting, right? And it has not registered. And then ultimately our aim is to get a final rank, right? This note making and all this thing is actually very painful. The time is also limited, I understand. But so in that way you can use above Dikshit notes, but you must make your notes. You must have done the same in CSE if you have done well, right? So in that way, finally you should make notes. Maybe you can directly make short notes after reading Apu Dikshit notes, but you must have your notes before going to exam hall. That is what I am saying again and again and again,
Yeah.
right? Based on my personal experience.
And that's like one thing we have seen over the past, just like interacting with students who got selected versus who did not get selected. It's not that there is super huge intelligence difference between them. They have all cleared prelims, so they are all super intelligent. Most of the time, it's the temperament difference and whether or not they made their own notes. Like making your own notes is very, very crucial. It is, as Mayank sir said, initially you may feel kind of like in a sprint. Sometimes you would have all seen that one guy in your school, like when you start sprint, or like when you're running a 408 meter, 800-meter race, he'll like the first one to off the line, he'll run, and then he'll be the last to actually finish the race. So that's an important lesson. Very, very important to make your own notes. When you are learning in an active manner versus passive manner, active learning, it may feel slow, but it will be much, much more rewarding. You will be able to reproduce in exam. Sometimes you will think you have understood the concept, but when it comes to writing, you will get a mental block if you have not made your own notes. You have to draw a diagram. You see, oh, like I understood all this diagram conceptually, and when now I have to draw it, like you will not be able to draw. So those things happen a lot. That is why it is very, very important to make your own notes.
Yes. Now you can ask your doubts through your voice also, right? Not only around chat. If you want to ask anything,
Yeah.
please ask anyone.
There is one question on prerequisites and dependencies, standalone chapters. There are, of course, standalone chapters, but don't worry about that. The syllabus has been designed taking into consideration all those things. But overall, there are some interdependencies. Like hydrogeology, you will need a little bit of understanding of sedimentology. So those kind of things are there. So as I said, like don't try to clutter your brain with decisions that you don't need to make right now.
Yes, and actually it is an important question, because see what happens is that somebody has come to us for mentorship, right? We'll say ki follow this schedule, but a lot of student will do, no, I'll follow the syllabus, right? आप मुझे access दे दो last year का, I'll follow. And they will, what they will do in syllabus, UPSC is given general geology, geomorphology. They will say ki I know this subject. Now they will directly start structural geology, right? This we experience it every year. There are some 10% student. Now what happened? You will start structural geology, right? You have not read petrology, igneous, you have not read mineralogy, right? So there is some prerequisite, right? UPSC has given the syllabus because it has to give the syllabus, but that is why, like we have seen, we start. Lawrence has start with mineralogy, crystallography, because if you know names of the mineral, you can read petrology. If you know about petrology, study of rocks. If you know about rocks, then only you can better understand structural geology. So I strongly suggest कि भाई आप ये जो order दिया है sir ने, you follow that order, right? Also, there are some people from Tamil Nadu, also Nan Mudalwan, and I got message that will the course will be in Hindi or English. I tend to speak sometimes in Hindi, right? But I always repeat it in English. The course will be in English only. So language would not be an issue, right? Be assured of that. So what I was saying is that yes, there is prerequisite, and we suggest that you don't. Suppose somebody says that they will complete paper one first and then paper two. In paper one, how will you understand stratigraphy when you don't know much about rocks, right? So it will not make sense. So please try to follow the schedule, the at least the sequence given by sir, and we will also share it on the private group, right? So that is there. Anything or Prashant want to ask something?
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Sir, actually, I just wanted to ask if the like we have seen the syllabus would be covered in 40 to 45 days. So after few days, should we be able to recall the things that we have studied? Like, should we start a revision or just focus on what's happening and making notes only for 40 days?
I think if you could revise that would be brilliant, right? That would be brilliant, and that would keep you apart and would give you a very good rank. So ideally, you should do that. But right, and you should do that, right? That is what active learning is. You cover 3 units: general geology, maybe just mineralogy, environmental geology, and then give half day only to revision, right? So that you can consolidate what you have studied, right? So that is a good strategy which you are saying. So follow a mix of it, right? Follow your gut feeling here. There is no hard and fast rule, right? It cannot be one approach to everyone, but follow a mix of it. Your primary aim should be syllabus completion first, as early as possible, and then multiple revision. But sometimes, suppose if you are reading, Sir Lawrence sir is using certain words in sedimentary which you are not making sense, but you know that you have read those in geochemistry. So just stop and just go back to geochemistry notes and revise it, right? That would be prudent. So right, do mix of bit, but priority should be syllabus completion and note making, and then multiple revision. Which may you keep revising, right? That would be good, I think.
Okay, sir. One more thing. So even if I don't do it, even if I start my revision after the whole syllabus is completed, like it's possible, like it's doable to like do the complete revision and score well after 30 days of revision or so for both the
People
subjects.
people do it, right? People do it every year. It is
Okay, sir.
possible.
So okay, sir. Thank you.
Himanshu,
Yeah, so it's not an opinion, it's a fact. Like, yeah, people do it every year.
सर मेरा डाउट ये था बेसिकली पर डे कितने आवर्स का मतलब वीडियो लेक्चर कंटेंट होगा ऑन एन एवरेज
I think 4 hours, Lawrence sir, around 4 hours का रोज कंटेंट मिलेगा आपको, right? अगले So if you get content for 30 days for 4 hours, so it would be 120 hours at an average. But sometimes you might get more. Sometimes we will get only 2.5, 3 hours, right? There are some revision days also. So it is like we cannot generalize because the units are different, need is different. But at an average, 4 hours daily content you will be getting, right? Video content, and so you would have to put at least 8 hours because you will watch the videos, make notes, consolidate it, right? Something like that. So
एग्जैक्टली
yes,
सर भाई
yes,
बेसिकली हाँ ऑन एन एवरेज अगर 4 आवर्स का कंटेंट हम मतलब जो भी है विद नोट्स वगैरह कर लें तो दैट इज अ सफिशिएंट पेस टू कवर द
yes,
सिलेबस
yes, that is sufficient. So वो रोज आप 8-10 घंटे पढ़ो, right? That is how you can get into an all India service with just 70 days of preparation, right? So वही 4 घंटे का, I think 8 hours में you can do it. So that would be right. We don't want to like over feed you, right? So we also cut. हम खुद ही बहुत बार बोल देंगे, जैसे कि जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी है, तो जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी में we have video of around 12-13 घंटे के हैं, 3 दिन में 4-4 देंगे तो हो जाएगा. But we ourselves will tell you, we will write on the portal itself कि you know all those things, you know coastal geomorphology, coastal landforms, you have read in GC Leong, you have read it in geography if you have geography optional, even in general studies. So you can skip geomorphology altogether. तो आपके वो 8 घंटे कम हो गए. what environmental geology totally is of 4 hours. ठीक है, जियो केमिस्ट्री भी आप बहुत जल्दी कर सकते हो, बट in metamorphic you might have to take more time, अगर भले भी उसके lecture 4 घंटे के हों, but it might take 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, right? So mix of both. At an average 4 hours daily video lecture आएगा, and I believe आपको अभी से लेके एग्जाम तक, जब तक आप जाग रहे हो या सो नहीं रहे हो, रेस्ट नहीं कर रहे हो, यू डू ओनली दिस IFS मेंस के लिए आप तैयारी करिए, बोथ दी ऑप्शनल. सो 4 hours एवरेज, 8-9 hours आपका रोज का एफर्ट फॉर नेक्स्ट 70 days, it would definitely it will definitely can give you a rank, right? We are not just talking about giving exam. ये जो भी session था, it was about preparing for 70 days and getting a final rank, right? You can get a rank because every year लोग निकालते हैं, 60-70-80 बच्चे होते हैं तो इसी बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं, who have no background in geology, no background in forestry, they have different optional in CAC, and they prepare for 50-60 days and they get rank 60-70 student every year out of 150, right?
And also,
Sure,
like,
thank you,
will
sir.
not lie, it will feel difficult at times. Okay, it's not that it will be a smooth ride where everything is rosy. It is, there are thorns on the way, so you should be prepared for that, and you should be grateful for that, because if it was rosy, what will happen is everyone will come to the finish line. Because there are thorns on the way, there are struggles, a lot of people will basically be filtered out just in the middle of the preparation. Few days, every week someone will be filtered out. So
Yes.
you have to keep going. It will feel, maybe at times you are not understanding, sometimes it is feeling overwhelming. Be prepared for those things. Those will come your way, so have a strong mindset. What you have to, as I said, even if that happens, don't think, don't overthink. Sometimes people also start thinking about, like, some people will ask for interview even now at this stage. How will my interview go? Am I good in interviews or not? You don't have to think. You have to come every day, wake up every day, sit, study, and repeat. Okay, don't overthink. uh, don't let, as I said, like, devil in your head. The biggest enemy in this exam is yourself, not anyone else. You are your biggest enemy, and you have to keep it in check. Just like, I don't know how many of you have seen Lord of the Rings. So Gollum has like two characters, and that is a very big, like, good metaphor for all of us. All of us has that, like, second thought in our head. No matter what we pick, there is something, some uh, part of our head which will put doubt. It's not like other people may try to do that, but what affects us most is that, like, second devil in our own head, and that is what you have to keep in check. It will, I'll assure you, that will show up every day, almost every day, and you have to keep that in check. And
Yes,
that
and
is
like
what will
Lawrence,
decide finally. It's not just technical content, conceptual understanding. All those are secondary. The primary is your temperament, and basically your overall control over your own mind.
yes, I could not agree more. And like sir is saying this because sir mentors student every year. I am also being teaching, and I have been personally in this space because when I gave my first CAC, I didn't took geology. Geology is my graduation subject also, but I opted for geography. And after geography, like I was not very much interested in geology, and I was ignorant about IFS also, but I cleared IFS cutoff, right, prelims. So I just, that was the first year when CSE IFS was scheduled after CAC. Earlier, CAC के पहले ही they used to schedule IFS. But that year, I got 20 days time after my CAC mains, after preparing for geography, to prepare for geology and forestry in 20 days. Right? Though I had some background in college, but I had zero knowledge about geology at that time. So I was intensely involved for 20 days of preparation because my CAC mains didn't go well with geography. So in 20 days, in that those 20 days, I used to like live, eat, everything, do about IFS means only. And so I know it is very difficult. It is a very intense phase. So like it is, all are here because you all are very, very intelligent people. You have cleared prelims in like top 0.1, 0.23 percentile, right? 0. Point में होगा, 99.5 से ऊपर percentile में हो आप लोग. So you are very talented people, each one of you. So and you might peak, you might have peaked in maybe prelims, maybe in school, in college, in your sports. So there might definitely some phase in your like past where you did that with great intensity. Like one of my friend, he used to do yoga. When he used to do yoga, he used to sit for 16-17 hours at a stretch. Like इतने में तो पीठ टूट सकती है, like लोग थक जाते हैं, but that is how intense. So these 60-70 days has to be very intense. I know based on personal experience also and based on the teaching. So that is there, but right, give full time, full usko, and you will have a chance, right, to it for sure, right? And I think Abhishek want to ask something.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. So I wanted to know that the lectures will be containing the PYQ discussion for the related topic.
Yes, like I mentioned earlier, multiple time initially, that PYQ is an integral part of the course, right? So the PYQs are covered directly. Lawrence Evans covers certain topics; they are covered there. We cover PYQs through beta solution, indicative beta solution module, right? There will be module where CAC, IFS both given, but those answers are prepared. They are given in PDF form. They are prepared by our intern team who are IT geology graduate. All right, that is there. Then the third layer of PYQs are Lawrence sir himself will give some handwritten answers also, right? So PYQs are taken care of. But some people ask this question from the mindset that they want each and every answer just and they can mug it up and they will get rank. So this is what I said. This also don't happen. PYQs are integral part, but you just simply cannot mug previous year question solution of a technical subject and get good marks. You need to have some conceptual understanding, basic syllabus coverage, and then comes the PYQs, which we take care of, right? So they are covered, but not something each and every answer of last 10 years will be given directly or something like that. But in one form or the other form, all PYQs will be covered. You can ask in mentorship group also. We share in one form or the other, right?
Okay,
Ibadur?
sir.
Yes, okay, Abhishek. Ibadur?
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Sir, I have actually two questions. So the first question is, can you tell us about IFS mains and how it can be compared with CSE mains in terms of time limit and structure?
Okay, so you gave CSE mains recently, Abhi, diya is baar?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what was your optional there?
Sir, my optional was PSIR.
PSIR. Okay. So see, in terms, so why I asking was, ये दो लोग इस सवाल के सवाल पूछते हैं. One is who have given CAC with geology and they ask ki how IFS is different than CAC, and one is general. So it's in general, it is also like एक तो वो डिफरेंट है. यहाँ पे 400 मार्क्स के होते हैं, वहाँ 500 मार्क्स के होते हैं. बट ओवरऑल द कंपटीशन इज डिफरेंट. इन CAC, in PSIR, you might be competing with PSIR graduate. You might be competing with people who have written 3, 4, 5 mains with PSIR and now they are in their like that thing. So their heterogeneity is very high. Here, if there is how many people are there? If there are 50 people presently on this chat box, so almost none. I don't think any one of them have geology background. 99% people will not have geology background. They would be reading geology for the first time right now. So it is just like a 400-meter race where everybody is starting abhi, right? So here the level playing field is same. Plus यहाँ पे उतनी मतलब जैसे कि CAC में जितना अच्छे आंसर्स हमें लिखना होता है, यहाँ पे थोड़ा एवरेज आंसर्स भी लोग लिखते हैं, दे गेट गुड better marks. So in a way, I want to say कि her marking is liberal for those students who are writing average or above average, right? In CAC, if you are getting 5 out of 10, same content can get you 7 out of 10 in IFS. So marking is more liberal. That is the difference. Apart from that, if you are asking from the pattern point of view, that I think right? Here, there are two options. Both are of 400 marks at the club.
So is there any like time limit constant like we generally write 15 markers in 11 minutes? So
Yeah, same thing happens here also. The time spread is same. Like here it is, if it is of 200 marks, but the question are instead of 20 marks, they would be 15 marks. 15 marks का 10 का होगा,
And
10
instead of 10, it
10
will be
marks
8
कितने
marks. Yeah.
8 होते हैं, right? So that is there, but generally these are science subjects. तो यहाँ पे इतना ज़्यादा time limit होता नहीं, issue होता नहीं है. If you have revised well, you will be able to complete the syllabus. Like the time issue happens mostly in general studies in CAC because वहाँ पे 20-20 सवाल लिखने होते हैं, right? यहाँ पे even in GK paper is actually longer than your CAC paper क्योंकि यहाँ पे almost cumulatively 24-25 सवाल लिखने पड़ेंगे, ठीक है? But they are all either 10 marker, 15 marker, straightforward question, right? They will just write ki tell me something directly about Mughal salient feature of Mughal architecture, Ashoka contribution in Indian history. Simple question, not much analysis is there even in GK. And in optional it is science based, so बहुत issue होता नहीं है, generally paper खत्म हो जाता है.
Okay, sir. Sir, I have another question. Sir, will there be any one-to-one mentorship in crash course?
Like sir mentioned that we will have a Telegram group. In Telegram group, all those who have joined the course, they are added, and we both are there. So that you can assume that is like one-to-one mentorship. Whatever doubt you have, you post there. We will personally address those. Right? If you have some major issue, you can always update us on DM on Telegram. You can also call us. We also receive call. Right? So in that way, mentorship is there.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Vinayak.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर। सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या हम फॉर एग्जांपल मेरा ऑप्शनल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी था, तो मैं ज़्यादा प्रिपेयर नहीं था, तो मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि मैं अभी इस क्रैश कोर्स और जो टेस्ट सीरीज है और नेक्स्ट साल के सीएससी के बाद टेस्ट सीरीज और जो होगा आपका प्रोग्राम, उसके बेस्ड पे चॉइस कर सकता हूँ क्या कि जियोलॉजी की तरफ मूव करने के लिए।
तो you will be giving next year CSE and IFS. इस साल आप IFS मेंस नहीं दे रहे हो?
सर इस साल मैं IFS मेंस दे रहा हूँ।
हाँ
हाँ, तो इस साल जो मैं पढ़ूंगा उसके बेसिस पे मुझे ऐसा चाहिए कि एंथ्रो से मूव ऑन करना है, तो क्या ये ऑप्शन सही रहेगा?
हाँ
CSE
देखो
के लिए।
हाँ देखो, अभी मेरे हिसाब से जैसे कि लॉरेंस सर ने भी बोला था कि अभी आपका फोकस सिर्फ और सिर्फ IFS मेंस होना चाहिए। ठीक है, IFS मेंस को ही फोकस करो, क्योंकि आपका CSE खराब हो गया है, तो यू शुड बी इवन एक्स्ट्रा फोकस कि मेरे को इस साल मेरा एक साल बर्बाद ना हो, एंड आई स्टिल हैव अ शॉट एट ऑल इंडिया सर्विस, जहाँ पे सिर्फ 1000-1200 लोग एग्जाम देंगे सीरियसली। तो यू कैन गेट इनटू एन ऑल इंडिया सर्विस। उसका दूसरा फायदा होगा कि आप जियोलॉजी पढ़ोगे, तो आपको 2-3 महीने में यू विल हैव आइडिया व्हाट हाउ योर एप्टीट्यूड इज फॉर जियोलॉजी, हाउ गुड इट इज। तो इफ यू फाइंड जियोलॉजी इंटरेस्टिंग, आपको लगता है कि नहीं यार ये मैं एंथ्रो से अच्छा मैं कर सकता हूँ, तो from December you shift to geology, so it would be good, right? So do not worry what you will do next year in after prelims. You worry about covering syllabus right now, and you should be happy कि सब कुछ sync में है। अगर आप क्या पता, the best thing for you would be what, to get a rank in 2025 IFS, और अब उसके बाद मन होता है तो एक बार CSE दे दो with a change optional, and you will have your optional also mostly prepared, right? Mostly prepared. So you talk to me after December कि सर अब जियोलॉजी लेना है या नहीं लेना है, तो उसमें क्या करें, then I'll help you. Presently your entire focus should to get a rank in IFS, cover geology full fledgedly, उसके बाद everything will come in line. होगा नहीं होगा बात की बात है, चेंज भी करना है, तो ये जो अभी आप करोगे it will come helpful next year also, right?
Okay, thank you sir.
Adil.
Hello sir. Yeah, actually I wanted to ask like the role of presentation and diagrams in this paper. So like my handwriting and diagrams are not very good, so I mean how to improve that, and like will that be covered in the
So
course,
diagrams
kind of?
are very important, okay, but handwriting, I don't know, it has to be legible. You don't have to make like a garland of pearls, okay, to get good marks. If you know, like this year 324 we got, if you check answer copies, it's not like super good handwriting. It is legible, I can read the answers, but as I said, like it doesn't have to be your presentation overall. Mayank sir has some note making tips and all those also, and for exam also, like you can, your diagram should be neat. It should be in a it can be in a box, for example. Overall they should be able to read. It's a science paper, okay? So for example, this year if they ask some very specific question, and the answer will be in many cases very specific, so handwriting, unless it is not legible, okay, it is fine, okay. It always helps it to have good handwriting, but don't think like it'll be super like crucial.
Yes, or Himanshu, like I can personally relate to this also, because देखो since this is a subjective exam, a good handwriting will definitely help. But अगर UPSC का कोई एग्जाम है जिसमें handwriting least matter करती है, that is IFS, because this is a science based optional. यहाँ पे उतना articulation handwriting skill नहीं चाहिए, and people with very poor handwriting have scored very good in science optional. So that is why IFS is also a exam जो जहाँ पे कुछ बच्चे CSE मेंस में अच्छा नहीं कर पाते हैं, they get very good rank in IFS mains, because आप यहाँ पे handwriting का जो एक अपना एक weakness है, it gets वो दब जाती है, उतना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं होता है, राइट? ये बिलीव मी, लॉरेंस सर बता रहे थे अंकित की हैंडराइटिंग भी बहुत अच्छी नहीं है, एंड ही स्कोर 294 लास्ट ईयर इन सीएससी, और इस बार जो हुआ था उसमें स्कोर 313. एंड I myself is an example. I have a very poor handwriting, right? Very poor handwriting. And मुझे IFS में I have almost got top 5 में जियोलॉजी के स्कोर में. तो ऑप्शनल के स्कोर में कभी नहीं फर्क पड़ा है. Definitely in general studies and in other thing, handwriting plays a role. But this is the best shot. अगर आपकी poor handwriting है, I know you cannot change our handwriting overnight. थोड़ा बहुत हेल्प करो. हैंडराइटिंग पुअर होने के लिए मे बी आप, जैसे कि कुछ लोग होते हैं जो जहाँ भी कर्व आता है वो अक्षर उनके इलेजिबल हो जाते हैं, उससे उनका पूरा पेपर खराब दिखने लगता है. तो ऐसी कुछ चीजें आइडेंटिफाई करके वर्क ऑन दैट ऑल्सो. बट कम से कम परेशान हो, यहाँ पे हैंडराइटिंग नीचे आती है. सीएससी में इट कम वेरी ऊपर. टू गेट अ रैंक यू शुड हैव ए लेजिबल हैंडराइटिंग एज वेल एज फास्ट हैंडराइटिंग. यहाँ पे किसी के एवरेज है इन दोनों चीज में, इवन दे कैन गुड स्कोर गुड बिकॉज दीज आर साइंस ऑप्शनल. हाँ, यहाँ पे चीजें ऑब्जेक्टिव हैं. और डायग्राम जो है, लॉरेंस सर की भी कुछ बहुत अच्छी हैंडराइटिंग नहीं है, बट यू सी हाउ मेनी डायग्राम्स डज ही मेक, राइट? एक पेज पे वो कभी कभी 5-5 7 7 बना देते, छोटे छोटे डायग्राम. तो ये डायग्राम्स आर लाइक ज्योमेट्री वाले डायग्राम्स हैं, ट्राइंगुलर डायग्राम्स हैं, राइट? कुछ बहुत अपन को वो नहीं बनाना. थोड़ा पैलेंटोलॉजी में है, मॉर्फोलॉजी वगैरह, बट रफ would do, right? You don't have to have very good. So यहाँ पे आपके पास बेस्ट शॉट रहेगा, राइट? This sir is showing, see this person scored 313 last year. वही है क्या? हाँ, 313 in
313. So you can see like the
geology
handwriting.
CSE.
I can read what is written nicely and neatly, but as I said, it is not a garland of pearls.
And this is handwriting after like he wrote कितने टेस्ट, 12 टेस्ट. हर टेस्ट में बोलते थे कि तुम्हारी हैंडराइटिंग खराब है, नंबर कम होंगे इस कारण से, एबीसीडी लिखो. एबीसीडी की तो आई थिंक ही डिड ऑल दोस थिंग. एबीसीडी भी लिखी और उसने बहुत चीजें किया, एंड आफ्टर दैट दिस इज देयर एंड ही गॉट रैंक. Okay, Sushil.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
All right.
Hello, sir. Sir, I wanted to ask regarding the forestry optional as you are providing in the combo course. So I just want to confirm that should I rely completely on the content provided, or apart from that I also have to refer to Manikandan books or any other? So,
right. It is a good question. Actually, I should have addressed it. So see, देखो, forestry is a short course, exam oriented course. सिर्फ 50 घंटे का कोर्स है. तो अपूर्व इज एन IFS ऑफिसर, उसने वो पढ़ के काफी अच्छे नंबर लेके आया था, ही गॉट सिलेक्टेड. ठीक है, एंड अपूर्व सेज दैट कि उतना सफिशिएंट है, यू डोंट हैव टू डू एनीथिंग. बट आई पर्सनली फील कि आप मणिकंदन एंड प्रभु बुक खरीद लो, राइट? यू बाय मणिकंदन एंड प्रभु बुक, एंड it is just like a guidebook. Sometimes his handwriting might not be legible. Sometimes like there is very common topics in forestry like soil moisture, soil conservation. So just whatever printed is there, you just read the handwriting from Manikandan and Prabhu book. We have given PYQs ka compilation in forestry course, but Manikandan ke at the end of each and every chapter he has given it. So I personally believe you do the course. Course is a very short course, and you read Manikandan and Prabhu also, right? You can get something out of it. If somebody can do Manikandan and Prabhu perfectly, revise it 5 to 7 times, I think that itself is sufficient. But since the competition is high, time is shortage, your motivation level might also fluctuate because इतना आप भी एग्जाम दे के आए हो. course can help you. तो I would personally say कि buy मणिकंदन प्रभु, stick to course बीच में मणिकंदन एंड प्रभु बुक को कर लो. जैसे कि I have taught silviculture system, so I have taught from Alice Khanna also the part of silviculture system. I have used Manikandan and Prabhu also. I have given bhai ye unhi ka reference. There is no copyright, so I have used both. So usme you will have to read Manikandan Prabhu anyways because I have included it in the course. Same Lawrence sir has done that. So that is just a 400-300 rupees book. So I think that is worth investing. You just buy it, थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ो उससे, एंड मिक्स ऑफ बोथ. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि वर्ड बाय वर्ड पढ़ना है मणिकंदन एंड प्रभु, बट दीज टू सोर्सेज वुड सफाइस. प्लैनेट जियोलॉजी क्रैश कोर्स and Manikandan and Prabhu book, right? So they would complement each other. Sometimes you are not able to understand handwriting of Apur, which is a practical issue. At some point, you try to use it from Manikandan and Prabhu book also. So, right, in that way, I would personally say ki use the forestry crash course.
Sir, hello.
Yes, Himanshu.
हाँ सर, बस मैंने एक डायनामिक्स में पूछना चाह रहा था कि जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल सीएससी मेंस के अंदर वो पेपर कंप्लीशन इज अ, मतलब वो
चैलेंज।
बहुत पहले दिन से चैलेंज होता है, मतलब इज इट द मतलब सिमिलर केस है क्या फॉरेस्ट्री में भी, मतलब ये फॉरेस्ट एग्जाम में भी?
हाँ, मैं वही बोल रहा था हिमांशु की, जैसे कि वहाँ पे जनरल स्टडीज इज वेरी चैलेंजिंग बिकॉज वहाँ पे यू हैव टू राइट 20 क्वेश्चंस एंड द क्वेश्चन आर वेरी एनालिटिकल, राइट? हियर in GK question you may have to write 23 questions, but they are very very straightforward. So I personally didn't feel it is that challenging. Second paper is English. English compulsory. It is as challenging as one you did in your CSE wala compulsory paper. So that is not an issue. And geology and forestry, they are science optional. They are objective. यहाँ पे if you know, you know, right? So generally paper completion is not that is not that an issue, especially if you have make your own notes, if you have revised them sufficiently, right? If you have not make your own notes, then you might struggle in recalling for sure, but generally it is less severe an issue than in CSE. In CSE I think करेक्टर बनने के लिए बहुत सारी चीजें चाहिए, बट दो, एक ही हैंडराइटिंग की लेजिबिलिटी और एक हैंडराइटिंग की स्पीड, दे कम इन टॉप 5, है ना? Forest, that is not the case. You can manage with a poor handwriting also and relatively slower handwriting also. But obviously, you must make your notes. You should try to mug up a lot. And in science, भले हम बोल देते हैं कि हम रट्टा नहीं मारते, सबसे ज्यादा रट्टा साइंस में ही मारते हैं। बचपन से कितनी चीजें रट रहे हैं, टेबल रट रहे हैं, पीरियोडिक टेबल रट रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे चीजें याद होती हैं, यू कैन डायरेक्टली डम द कीवर्ड। बट इन सोशियोलॉजी एंड इन सम अदर ऑप्शनल, वहाँ पे आर्टिकुलेशन थोड़ा ज्यादा होता है, कभी ऐसा आई पर्सनली फील इवन इन ज्योग्राफी। So here the issue of paper completion is less severe, right, than in CSE.
Okay sir, thank you sir.
So I think there are no more questions. If there are some more, couple of more, because it is already past midnight in Canada for Lawrence sir. So if there are no more questions, we can end the session here. If there are some, please ask. We can take 2 more questions. Omkar, I think he's asking about some color blindness. Let me see. Omkar, like I am not the like very aware on this about the color blindness, but what I know is that in the medical after mains there is 25-kilometer walk in 4 hours, and on the next day of that walk day there is medical. In medical, color blindness is seen obviously as a test, but yes, partial color blindness is allowed. But what is it exactly means, that I am not much aware. So for that I think you should maybe call UPSC directly, or maybe you can visit the hospitals where UPSC conduct, right? They are generally government hospital in Delhi, so you can go and talk to a physician and get clarity ki sir ye level ki I have color blindness issue, and what is the government ka criteria, something like that, right? So I am not the right person, I am not aware, I'm sorry for that, right? So you can go and try there at least. Manish is asking the link for combo course. I'll share it in the chat box also. Wait. Vishant is asking if you join the course, will you get top? Yes. See, if you proper copies, we do share it, right? But today only if you start seeing proper copies, I think it will, you will see कि मैं इतना कैसे लिख पाऊंगा 70 दिन में. So do not see it. We do provide proper copy. What Lawrence sir showed you was also a proper copy of Ankit Rajput. He got 313 last year in geology optional. So that all these things, we as Planet Geology, we are like kind of we are like complete. We have complete solution for geology. We have almost all the resources. We do share with it at appropriate time in an appropriate module, right? There are the repetition in question with respect to PYQs, absolutely, right? At every year 70, 80, 90% of the questions are often repeated. PYQs are very important. Geology ka syllabus bhi वैसा ही है. All right, and Lawrence sir has shared the combo course link also, so you can try that, right? All details are there in website, how to get access, right, whom to call, what to send, all those things are there on website, right? I hope this session give you some clarity on how to prepare and some motivation. Again, I'll say that this is a golden opportunity to get into an all-India service. This year 2025 is a marvelous year. 70 दिन का टाइम मिला है, पहले नहीं मिलता था, and you all, each one of you have the chance to get a final rank. And believe me, like Lawrence sir ने बोला अभी कि every day somebody will be dropping out. So today officially there are 2000 people eligible to write IFS exam, but अगले 70 दिनों में 700 लोग गिव अप कर देंगे. Only 1300 will reach the exam, and so it is like a खुला ग्राउंड है, दौड़ के जीत जाना है, राइट? तो कीप वर्किंग हार्ड, राइट, कीप वर्किंग हार्ड. 16 नवंबर तक prepare very well, and just don't give up, prepare till the very end, keep preparing, right? So इसमें even it is kind of like a semester exam, कि सीएससी में होता है ना कि 5 दिन पहले ही हो गया है, रिलैक्स कर रहे हैं, मेडिटेशन कर रहे हैं, है ना? यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं है, सेमेस्टर की तरह होता है. बच्चे कुछ लोग होते हैं वो एग्जाम के एक दिन पहले भी कुछ चीज पढ़ के आते हैं, एग्जाम में लिखाते हैं, नंबर आ जाता है, राइट? सो इट इज less formal than CAC mains in terms of preparation, because timings are such that, right, the exam ka nature, dynamics is such that you will always have a chance if you don't give up, right? So we will connect hopefully through the classes also. Lawrence sir will be taking most of the live classes. I will also be teaching some part, geomorphology, environmental geology, economic geology. Most of the things Lawrence will be taking, and we both will be guiding you as friend, as mentor in your Telegram, right, through Telegram private group. Lawrence sir, anything you want to share before we end it?
No, I think that's
Sir.
all. So thank you all very much for joining the session.
So all right, if you have any doubt, you can always reach out to us on Telegram, right? So you can maybe we can take one more question from Nalin.
Sir, when are you going to start the course?
हाँ, देखो फॉरेस्ट्री तो आज ही मिल जाएगा. whenever you join you will have access to that. And जियोलॉजी का जो सर ने शेड्यूल शेयर किया था ना, that is out. So I think from tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, you will have start getting access to जनरल जियोलॉजी, and रोज आपके पोर्टल पे 4-4 घंटे का कुछ कंटेंट आता रहेगा, राइट? So tomorrow
Okay, sir.
And the first live class is on Friday.
Okay, first live class will be Friday, like the day after tomorrow. But tomorrow we will release something on your portal.
Yeah.
All those who are interested in joining the course, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you Kapil, thank you Sagar, thank you.